Hello, friends. Here we have a discussion of the progression from practicing my functional awareness exercises for about 4 weeks. Yeah, what I was interested to know if you're feeling more of a like oneness in yourself, connected. We call it connected.
I think so. I know I'm a bit more fluid. I'm a lot more calm, which is interesting. Especially because I've got a reasonably stressful job.
Yeah.
And where in the past it's created like an anxiety stress. Or whether it's I've got a new attitude after other life events.
Is it possible that you could use the connection with the spine to shut down any feelings of like something getting to you?
It seems to be a little bit more inherent. It's evolving unconsciously. It's just an awareness of going, oh, normally that would really trigger me. So maybe that's part of it. I do know I'm a little bit more fluid as I'm moving, and I've had comments with my trainer who's saying I've got better range of motion in our training, and we're doing conditioning at the moment. So it's helping with that. I'm moving through conditioning. And my brother says, my posture's improved from his perspective. So that's external independent parties commenting. I'm noticing that I feel like I'm moving more as a complete unit, and it's awareness of moving.
Okay.
And yeah, so that's kind of an answer.
All right. I'd like to know, like your range of movement.
Mm-hmm.
Like you are standing. I've noticed you are standing differently, and I pick it up as being more relaxed.
Yeah, and it feels like
Like what you just did then.
Yeah.
It's going back to the old Chris.
Yeah.
But prior to that, now it's worn off. There's a difference. Can you tell?
Yeah.
You're just standing there.
I'm just hanging off my spine, and I can feel the weight in my legs a bit.
You're
but
not stressing anything at the moment.
no. If anything, I feel like I'm lifting. I feel like the top of my chest sits higher than before.
Well, that's a natural occurrence. We did discuss that before.
Yeah, right.
Of having your cell structurally correct. You naturally lift your chest because that's a natural
Yeah, so
structure, right? This is not natural.
I'm picking up on that. Yeah.
So we don't have to force it. It just happens. And there's a sweet spot between this and this.
Yeah.
There's a natural sweet spot for everybody. Okay. That's really what we're looking for. It's when you move that you feel like you're moving one entity, just a wholeness in one.
Yep. I feel like I'm moving more from my centre, but it doesn't feel like I can move my centre particularly. Maybe I can, but as I move, it does feel that I'm moving more from a central point.
Central part.
Yeah, for lack of a better term.
So, if we just think on that for a minute
Alright.
and feel your naturalness. Like, it's there at the moment, right? I'm not sure if you recognise it. You have it at the moment. You have it on or off. It's just there.
Yeah.
So if you shift your weight slightly to one side and just lift the other foot off the ground, can you just not have to cope with it? No.
Until you ask me the question of do I have to cope with
now
it?
you're starting to cope with it.
Yeah. So if
See,
I just
what we
do it.
need, and this is really, really difficult from the mental point of view, what we need is to be able to switch off and lift the leg without too much disturbance of the actual general structure.
Yeah. I could do it.
Now, the way we're going to do that is not the way you think about it, that you have to lift your leg. we're going to concentrate on not disrupting the body
Yeah.
at all. Now, this is not about balance.
No, but if it was physical being endowed,
This
is
is
your
what
balance
you
is
were
physical
talking
balance.
about, of can you work from the centre?
Yeah.
Because if you work from the centre, it doesn't matter whether you've got one leg or two.
Going back to what we were doing a few weeks ago, which is moving my leg up from here.
Well, I'd rather at this stage now, because I think you've got to that,
Yeah.
you should be able to almost switch off
Yeah.
from physical movement and just make it very natural. It doesn't have to be too hard. Even if you just do this just a little bit, just so that you're feeling it's not disturbing your balance, structure, where you are in the world.
Yeah. I think if I start thinking about it, it fades in and out. I think
Yeah, well, of course it will.
the more you do it,
You're learning, right?
Yeah.
You're not quite sure what you're looking for yet.
you're kind of feeling internally, it's like in the dark.
But that's what we are looking for. We are looking for, there's really nothing to worry about. That's just how we naturally are. As children, you can ask a kid to stand on one leg and you'll tell them that. And they'll just go, yeah, that's what I look like.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is, whatever problems we have with this, whether it's mental, physical, or whatever it is, has come upon us either because we got older or we didn't keep doing it. We didn't use what we had, which is more than likely the story.
Probably more, yeah. If you don't use it, you lose it.
Well, yeah, I think that's the normal terminology. But what I'm trying to get you to realise is that if you have this state on, which you have it most like now, you have it on again, that you can just do this without disturbing the state. And it's not about lifting the leg or even thinking about it, it's just a matter of doing it without too much thought. If
Yeah.
you want to place a thought on your big toe. You're going to lift the big toe up, that's it.
Yeah.
So,
I guess if you're lifting your toe, it's extension of moving your arm, isn't it? With your
yeah,
hand and the fingers.
it's all interconnected, but this is a little difficult. So even if we put ourselves off balance, can we still cope with it without toppling?
Yeah. But I guess if you're moving,
No, we can do it physically. There are ways of doing it by, holding your core in and doing this, but that's all mechanical. We're
Yeah.
talking about just a natural reaction.
it's almost, is it that you're flowing? You just flow through. Is it a flow?
It's a flow, but I don't think it's a describable thing. I think it's just natural. It's just a natural thing.
But it feels to me if I'm relaxed and I just want to move and just flow through.
Yeah, that's...
Whatever. I don't know. It's just the best word I've got for it
Well,
right now.
you just, while you were talking to me, you weren't thinking about it. It was much better.
And that's right. So it's like almost in my mind, it's like, if I'm moving like this, well, why am I moving like this? It's to move like this.
Well,
Whereas if I had to
we
just move,
began all this a few weeks ago by saying it's sort of thinking about, it's thinking without thinking.
oh, look, and that's when I think it works. So it's when you're distracted. I think we even did this in Park when I distracted myself when we were doing Force Generation. Just took the thought elsewhere and it was effective. And so this is the same. Like at the moment, it's like, can I do this? I've got too much time to think about it.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it
Well,
to
that's
move
right.
over there.
Yeah.
So, but if I'm talking to you and moving, then my mind's disconnected from this movement. And it's now talking about that. And I'm still, that's right. And I'm just, so it suggests that it's innate.
Well, then your key is to put your thoughts somewhere else,
It's something
which is a martial arts way of teaching. People do teach
okay.
that you put your thoughts somewhere else and then you can do what you were going to do. But what I'm trying to get you to do is to realise that it's happening.
Yeah, and you know, and I can sense it because I can. It's like driving and having a conversation at the same time. I
It's
can drive.
almost exactly like driving because you're so familiar with it, your reflexes would, if someone shoots out, you would immediately know your body will react. This is exactly that analogy.
Yeah,
If you're riding a bike and you go over a bump, you'll cope with it.
just
deal
absorb
with
it or whatever.
So this is like realizing we can do this
Yeah,
and getting rid of having to have a reason for moving. Like, as in, we've gone over it before, you've got to do a lunge because the lunge will make you stronger and do this. It's already there, all the muscles are there, whether they look bigger or smaller or whatever they look like. They're just there to cope with this kind of thing. They're not really there to see how many lunges you can do without too much pressure.
yeah.
All that kind of training is very difficult. It doesn't get you in touch with what's going on in your body.
No, and that's right. But it's two different modalities. And if you're bodybuilding or doing these things, that's one thing. But if you just want, especially as you get into your latter years, you just want to be able to get the best out of life and move around.
Well,
The movement's the key.
basically right. Okay, well, cool.
You get a quick shout.
Yeah, we'll get out of it in a minute.
This is me moving out of the rain.